Moreover, it is because we do not know how to break lightning that we think it is solid. But if we know that it is enough, set it down on the shell of a tortoise and strike it with the horn of a wild sheep to break it, then we know that it is not solid. B. A man, whose height is only 7 feet, thinks that the great ocean is deep, but when Rahu Asura Raja stands up in the great ocean, his knees come up out of the surface of the water. With his 2 hands he hides the summit of Sumeru, and he looks down on Sudarsana, the city of the Trayastrimsa gods. Rahu clearly does not consider the sea as being deep. C. A man, whose lifespan is short, thinks that the earth lasts for a long time and is solid, but beings of long life, such as Sunetra, know well that it is neither eternal nor solid. Saptajriodaya Sutra. See the Tsija King preached by the Buddha. The Buddha said to the bhiksus, all conditioned dharmas are impermanent, changing, and end up in destruction. When the kalpa reaches its end after a long period of aridity, the medicinal herbs and trees completely dry up. With the appearance of the second sun, the water of the streams dries up. With the appearance of the third sun, the water of the big rivers is completely exhausted. With the appearance of the fourth sun, the 4 great rivers of Jambudvipa and Lake Anavata become empty. With the appearance of the 5th sun, the great ocean dries up. With the appearance of the 6th sun, the great earth, Mount Sumeru, etc., begin to smoke like a potter's furnace. With the appearance of the 7th sun, everything bursts into flames and there is no more smoke. The earth, Mount Sumeru and everything up to the palace of the Brahma gods is burned up by the fire. Then, seeing this fire, the gods who have recently been born into the Ausvara heaven, become frightened and say, after they have burned the pace of the Brahmas, these flames will reach here. But the gods who were born in the Abhisrava heaven a long time ago reassure the gods born subsequent to them and say, previously already, after having burned the palace of the Brahmas, this fire disappeared and has not yet come this far. When the Trisahasra Mahasahasra Lokadhatu has been burned up by the fire, there remain no ashes or charcoal. The Buddha said to the bhiksus, who could believe such an enormous thing? Only a man who has seen it with his own eyes could believe that. O bhiksus, in the past there was a heretic teacher named Shuenai Talo, who had renounced desire and practiced the four abodes of Brahma. His innumerable disciples also had renounced desire. Sunetra thought, it is not fitting that I should be reborn in the same place as my disciples. Today I must therefore develop a mind of loving-kindness deeper than theirs. Having meditated profoundly on loving-kindness, this man took rebirth in the heaven of the Ausvaras. The Buddha added, Sunetra was myself. At that time, I saw this great event, i.e., the burning of the palace of the Brahmas with my own eyes. This is why we must know that even solid and real things all end up in destruction. 5. Difference between impermanence and absolute emptiness. Question. But here you are dealing with absolute emptiness. Why then do you talk about impermanent things? Absolute emptiness is empty right now, whereas impermanence is existent now and empty later. Answer. Impermanence is the first doorway to emptiness. If one understands impermanence well, all dharmas are empty. This is why the saint first considers the impermanence of the world under 4 aspects. 1. He sees that the things to which he is attached are impermanent. 2. Impermanence gives rise to suffering. As a result of this suffering, the saint mentally experiences disgust. 3. Having emptiness as nature, impermanence cannot be grasped. It is like a magic show, like a metamorphosis. This is what is called emptiness. 4. Out of things being empty, their inner master is also empty. This is what is called non-self. Furthermore, absolute emptiness is the true emptiness. There are 2 kinds of beings. 1. The one who is mainly sensual. 2. The one who is mainly rationalist. The sensualist experiences attachment easily, but as the things to which he becomes attached are impermanent, he feels sorrow and suffering. To him, it is said, "The things to which you are attached are impermanent and precarious. It is on their account that you experience suffering. If the things to which you are attached give rise to suffering, you should not become attached to them." This is to preach the gate of liberation called wishlessness. The rationalist seeks to analyze dharmas, but, as he does not recognize the truth, he becomes attached to wrong views. It is to him that the absolute emptiness is preached directly. Furthermore, all affirmations are capable of being refuted and being able to be refuted. They are empty. Visions are empty, and the master of the vision is himself empty. This is what is called absolute emptiness. You just said that the things grasped by the saints are necessarily true dharmas, but what is specific to the saints is to destroy the three poisons. It is not by means of mistakes and lies that they are able to bring beings to escape from the sufferings of old age, sickness and death, and to lead them to nirvana. The dharmas that you are calling true come from a complex of causes and conditions. Not existing previously, they exist now, and existing now, they will no longer exist in the future. They can be neither grasped nor adopted. Therefore they too are empty and without truth. Kolapama Sutra. This is what the Buddha said in the FAU King. Good dharmas should be destroyed, and a fortiori, the bad ones. Finally, for the saints, conditioned and pure dharmas arise from impure dharmas. These impure dharmas are false and arise from false conditions. How could they be true? Outside of conditioned dharmas there are no unconditioned dharmas, as I have said above. The true nature of conditioned dharmas is to be unconditioned. Since all dharmas are non-existent, this is why there is absolute emptiness. Anagrasunyata. 8th section. Emptiness. 10. Emptiness of dharmas without beginning. Dharmas are without beginning. Emptiness of dharmas without beginning. The world, whether it is beings or things, has no beginning. The present birth exists as a result of a previous existence. The previous existence, in turn, exists as a result of a preceding existence, and so on. Therefore there is no beginning for beings. And it is the same for dharmas. 1. Madhyamaka. If birth preceded, and death followed, birth would not come from death, and one would be reborn without having died. If death preceded and birth followed, death would be without cause, and without being born, one would die. This is why all dharmas are without beginning. 2. Anamatagasutta. As is said in the Sutras, the Buddha said to the bhiksus, beings have no beginning. In these beings obsessed by ignorance, fettered by thirst and wandering in transmigration, no beginning can be discerned. 2. The concept of dharma without beginning is absurd. However, it is in order to destroy these dharmas without beginning that the Prajnaparamita Sutra sets forth here the emptiness of dharmas without beginning. Question. Dharmas without beginning are true and cannot be refuted. Why? To claim that beings and things have a beginning is to fall into the wrong view of believing in extremes, and also to fall into the wrong view of absence of causality. To avoid